Happy Thanksgiving, one and all. We just got back from Thanksgiving, Eli Roth's new Thanksgiving slasher movie. Connor, what is the plot of Thanksgiving?
In Salem, no, not Salem, Plymouth Rock, where the first Thanksgiving happened. Thanksgiving once again became a historic holiday after a freak Black Friday riot saw the death of several people. And the town must come together to, 1 year later, get murdered by a fucking masked serial killer who is doing Thanksgiving shenanigans. So Aiden, what did you think of Thanksgiving by Eli Roth?
Well, it's badly acted. Dialogue is acted and written like a porno.
Yeah.
The teenagers talk like ChatGPT. Like Eli Roth sat at his desk and click-clacked in right teenage dialogue.
Prompts.
And then the teenagers tell each other they're going to win the internets. It's embarrassing, but also it's fun. It's the long-awaited return of the weird holiday slasher movies that were popular in the 80s, and
This
then
movie
kind of
was
died.
also teased, 16 years ago during the previews for Death Proof and
That's true.
Planet Terror.
Yep. It's a good old-fashioned slasher movie. It's a good old-fashioned weird holiday slasher movie to go with the other inexplicable amount of these that exist. It's pretty straightforward. It's a little bit of a whodunit, kind of. It's
They just picked somebody at the end.
It's pretty much a pure slasher, but there's like a mystery as to who's doing it because he knows specific stuff about the events. The opening scene is very fun, the Black Friday riot, where people are just getting stomped and mutilated and cut apart. It's a very fun intro, and the movie never really recaptures that energy. But most of the kills are still pretty fun, and even though it's like cheesy, it has fun being cheesy. It's a pretty damn traditional slasher, but we don't get many of those anymore, which is kind of what made it satisfying. Just the fact that slashers are back, and it's an Eli Roth movie, so it's got lots of fun practical blood and gore, and it's a little gross and violent.
Yeah.
You could say that everything around the kills kind of stinks, and it does, but it knowingly stinks. It leans into being a cheesy old slasher and has fun with it. It's kind of contrived that like everyone wears Thanksgiving Day costumes so that the killer can be in a Thanksgiving Day costume and
They
not
just fuck with Thanksgiving.
stand out. And everyone like wears these anonymous masks that are based on the governor of Massachusetts for some reason and dresses like pilgrims, which is very convenient for the killer. But outside of that, you got some fun kills. You got some silly gore. You got a great opening scene. It does kind of burn itself out towards the end, but it's some silly fun, and I don't really have a lot else to say about it. Honestly, it's a slasher, which is it's nice. Connor, what'd you think of Thanksgiving?
Well, it was pretty meh. The Black Friday opening is incredibly fun. It almost has a Final Destination feel at points where everything's kind of set up. But I guess Final Destination does a lot of fake outs. This movie just really sets everything up. Like, they'll just be like, look at this, we're going to take a shot of this object and it's going to be important in 12 seconds.
Yeah.
It would be like the killer's chasing somebody, then it'll like cut to like a blunt force, an object that would cause like some serious blunt force trauma. You're like, okay, I wonder. Like
The mystery is which character gets it.
Not even, bro. Half the time it's just like somebody's like sitting there, and they're like, I'm gonna put this knife on the table. And it like takes a close up of it. And it happens. And then there's some shit where you're like, okay, well that's gonna come back in a couple scenes. Like, I mean, I don't really want to spoil the movie, but I'm gonna do it anyways. There's a point where the lady says, the only gun I've ever shot is a musket. And then
Yeah,
they
that
couldn't
shit's
think of
cheesy.
how to write a musket into the story. They're like, 1600s is when Thanksgiving, the first Thanksgiving happened. So I guess she's just gonna find a musket in the back of a tow truck, and she's gonna shoot it. And then there was, of course, the fake out death where the killer disappeared, a la Halloween. A pretty tired trope. It's a movie
And then the dream
full of
sequence
tired
after where she
tropes
gets
with a really
grabbed.
funny, good opening. But I will admit the gore scenes are mostly pretty good in it. And you got some nasty kills, which Eli Roth is good at. And Eli Roth has like two types of movies. It's either Eli Roth being goofy and based, or
Edgy.
Edgy. He's got two options, really. He's got two modes. And this flipped more into the silly side, like that Black Friday opening scene, Riot. I was laughing. He was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's
and,
very funny.
And there was some good setup there. It establishes a good whodunit with all the characters in the first like 10 minutes. And there's a lot of characters, so I admittedly didn't guess the villain. But it also, in a way, felt like... I mean, to an extent at points, but... Like, it wasn't super overt to me, but in fairness, like, there was so many fucking people, and everybody was kind of under-established. The red herring was super obvious. Everybody knew the fucking one douchey boyfriend was gonna be 100% was not the killer, but was 100% gonna be blamed at one point. But I won't spoil who the killer is. Maybe you can guess. But, yeah, no, I mean, the movie is, and then it becomes the most, like, tropey slasher movie after the fun Black Friday part. Becomes incredibly tropey. Adds nothing to the genre. The villain isn't that memorable. He's just, like, a new guy and a new scary mask. Look, they picked a cool scary mask. But that's like what you need to become memorable in the slasher genre. Because admittedly, you can fuck up with the mask and then you're fucked in your slasher genre. Because you look at like H2O and shit, I can't even watch some of those Halloween movies. Because some of those Halloween movies, Michael Myers looks like a fucking idiot, bro.
Yeah.
Like the original Michael Myers mask is good, and they got back to it after once Rob Zombie took over the franchise. Because say what you will about Rob Zombie's Halloween movies, but at least he's got a cool mask in those.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not the worst in the series, even though they're still pretty bad. I don't know, bro. I had high expectations once I got to when I saw the Black Friday scene. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, like it was like a really gimmicky remake of Scream. Kind of. I mean, it was like more of a Scream slasher than like a Friday the 13th or a Halloween, even though the idea of it's definitely to bring Halloween to mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was some cool stuff, but it was like, oh, this scene looks like something out of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. This scene looks like something out of blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The gore was really advanced and good. It's not like some of like those Halloween remakes kind of had basic ass gore, to be honest, for the most part. This movie had really good gore, really creative gore.
Yeah.
It's kind of, well, the best way to describe this movie is as it's like a much better version of those really terrible Terrifier movies.
Yeah.
But because Terrifier is fucking obnoxious, dude. I hate those Terrifier movies because they're fucking stupid. Like, the kills in the Terrifier movies are good, all two of them, between a 3-hour lore plot about some stupid fucking slasher character. Like now everyone's butthurt because he like murders a kid, but it's like fake butthurt. It's like two people on X are like, I'm pissed that Terrifier killed a kid, bro. I love these Terrifier movies and they're so good.
Is
and this
Terrifier
movie
3
comes out. No, it's coming out, but they released a teaser trailer exclusively to be watched if you watch Terrifier 2. I'm sure you can find like a cam rip on the internet, or probably like a legit rip. But it was just for the movie theaters for the Terrifier 2 re-release to like hype up the third Terrifier. And it's probably just a bunch of shit they use because I'm pretty sure they just crowdfund those movies.
Yeah.
But it's embarrassing, bro. Terrifier sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I liked Thanksgiving more. It felt like a movie with a concept, a really dumb concept that made it kind of funny, kind of creative. And the Black Friday scene was inspired. And then after that, Eli Roth said, but it's just kind of a normal slasher, actually. Like, you look at, like, you compare it to something like Happy Death Day, which is similar, where, like, it's like, the mask is cool, you didn't fuck up the mask, but it's not super iconic. But, like, you look at, like, that movie is so much more creative. The Happy Death Day movies, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's good. It's fine. This movie's okay. This movie's okay. So, anyway, do you recommend Thanksgiving?
Yeah. It's been a good while since we've had a slasher in the movie that wasn't like the weird Halloween remakes.
Yeah.
Which are...
Or Scream sequels.
I don't know if... Yeah, Halloween and Scream have been in theaters, but this is a very traditional, like... If this shit was shot on film and, like, had crappier effects and was cheaper, then it could have just been another 80s Halloween clone based on a weird holiday.
Yeah.
It's pretty traditional and straightforward, but I like slashers, and it scratched the slasher itch for me. So I'd recommend it. Connor, would you recommend Thanksgiving?
It's kind of like recommending a Marvel movie. Like, and now I don't hate all Marvel movies, I don't hate all slashers. I'm a slight fan of both genres at this point. Or the genre and the brand. But this is kind of skippable for me. But if you're a slasher fan, you're gonna enjoy it. But also, that Black Friday scene was great. Honestly, I probably would have liked it more if I just watched it on like HBO Max or something, or Vudu or wherever the fuck this is gonna. Because I'm sure this is like this is like Paramount or something. Watch it on Paramount Plus in 2 weeks when it drops conveniently before Thanksgiving. If you're a Halloween fan, still want just a little more Halloween before Christmas. You know, with Thanksgiving being the redhead step cousin, because no one actually likes Thanksgiving that much. I think it's fine, you get food, but it's kind of just forgettable pre-Christmas.
Yeah.
For Americans. If you like forgettable pre-Christmas for Americans and Halloween, you're in for a treat. So I'd say watch it. I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's that good, but it's not bad. And even though I didn't grade it super high on Letterboxd, like, I still think it's good. Good enough. Fine. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, but it's fine. So that was Thanksgiving, and tomorrow we're gonna watch Napoleon.
Yeah, we are. We home.
Should we do the double feature?
Oh.
Napoleon and Napoleon Dynamite, bro.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Napoleon X Napoleon Dynamite double feature. Think about it.
Yeah, those two movies are pretty similar.
Got Joaquin Phoenix's Napoleon and Nickelodeon's play at a Wes Anderson movie.
Yep.
Because what is Napoleon Dynamite but a Wes Anderson movie made by Nickelodeon in the early 2000s?
You're not wrong.
Napoleon Dynamite's a good movie though, I like it. the best Wes Anderson clone.